situation where a technician almost accidentally released the whole entire charge of refrigerant. He automatically assumed, since the condenser is smashed in this much and it was hit and it looks like that right there, he thought the refrigerant leaked out. So he started to undo the nut, and as you can see, the green squirt of dye in oil, that was from the refrigerant being released, and he tightened it back up right away as soon as he discovered his mistake. And then they called me out here to do the recovery. Yes, this is YF, and this is roughly, I think it's 554 grams of refrigerant when full on this Jeep Cherokee. What year is this? I know you guys are looking at it saying it's right there, idiot. 2016 Jeep. The 2016 Jeep, 556 grams. I think that's 254, 250 some dollars in refrigerant. If the technician would have released that bolt and couldn't control it or get it back to seal, he would have lost that. That's all money. Time is money. The time to remove the refrigerant money, the time to process the refrigerant, the expense of anywhere from $8,000 to $11,000 plus dollars for a recycling machine. That's all money. So every penny of profit has to be very proficient in every move that a technician does. And mistakes like this, several a year, add up in your net. That's a loss of a net, not just a loss. You know, a technician, as an employee, we think when we're employees, or we are employees, that, oh, it's just $200. No, that was, you could say, $200 of profit. $200 of profit. Let's say the owner, the business at all, after all expenses of paying employees, rent, insurance, every EPA fee, certificate, and charge for getting rid of oil and coolant and everything at the end of the year, let's say the profit of the business is around 21%, 12% if it's doing really bad, 22, 27%, something like that. So $250 in refrigerant, or even $200 if we round it off, would be actually, because that should have been almost pure profit, but think of that $200, let's round it a nice round number, and think of that as being 20% of the actual how many gross dollars need to be made before that $200 could have went into your employer, the owner of the shop's pocket. That's after all expenses. So us as employees, when we're employees and we're working, we have to make, for the owner to actually put $200 in his pocket, us guys out in the shop have to produce, like, say, $2,200 or $2,000 for the owner to put in $200. I think my math was off there a little bit, but you get the point, you get my picture. And I'm having an Alzheimer's moment. But it's not a $1 gain or a loss in business. And I've had guys, just vent it off into the air. And you can tell they're an employee and they don't own or work or make any money, because if they could afford to do that on every car, and they say get 50 cars in a year in their shop and they're venting them off in a year, that's money. That's money you charge for recovering it, money you charge for recycling it, money you charge for reusing it. It's all a money chain, and that's what staying in business is all about. If you're not charging the money, you'll be one of the guys going out of the business or constantly hurting for the rest of your business entire life, which I call the working dead. Instead of the walking dead, they're the working dead. That's all. Just a little loss. Thank God they caught it as soon as it squirted out on him, and gave me a call. That's all. Don't lose your profits, because if you're a small guy just starting out in your business and you don't count everything and think of everything very efficiently, you will be wondering why you can't buy tools, why you can't fly yourself to a training seminar, why you can't go to an expo, why you can't purchase that big alignment machine or that diagnostic machine or that scanner. If you cheap out yourself and lose a lot of money through inefficiency, you'll never be able to afford to get ahead, and you'll never be able to give your customers a better level of service. It's a whole circle. It takes money to make money, but it takes knowledge too. And you have to be able to afford to get yourself that knowledge to take those trips, to go to classes in school. If you can't afford to do that, then you're just affording to put yourself out of business and struggle the rest of your career. So think smart, don't work hard. See you guys on the next one.